Good morning, everybody. Better than that. All together. Good morning. But you shouldn't yell. That might frighten me. So let's try one more time. Good morning. Perfect. My name is Mr. Lowry, and I am a traveling storyteller. Today, I am traveling in two ways. One, I flew on an airplane from South Carolina to Kearney, Nebraska. Well, actually, I flew to Chicago. Then I flew to Kearney, Nebraska, so that I could be here in person to tell stories with you. And then, through the miracle of technology, my image and voice is being transmitted through the camera in the middle of the gym to boys and girls in other schools in your school district. So now I want you to just turn your head, look at the camera, and say, good morning. Good morning. And now run away so they can say good morning back. They did. They said good morning back. We just have to pretend that we can hear it because we can't see them, but they can see us. So be on your best behavior. Don't pick your nose. The camera is running. Now, I want to start with my signature story called The One for One. And I'm going to need your help. Now, I'm holding a microphone, so my hands are not free. Let me show you what to do, and then you can do it too. Are you ready? Put one hand out in front like this. Put the other hand on top like this. When I do that, I'm going to do it like this, but you do it for real. Are you ready? Let's try fast hop. Let's try 3 mediums. Hop, flop, stop. Good. Once upon a time, there was a one. Let's go. And the one sat up on the lily pad and ate flies all day. He'd never been to school, not even kindergarten. He didn't know very much. One day he decided to hop. Well, that's your turn. Ready? Hop off of his lily pad and hop into water and swim over to the big dirt road where he would hop around the world and see what he could see. So away he went. Hop and plop and hop and plop and hop and plop. Then he stopped. He stopped because right there on the side of the road behind a barbed wire fence was the strangest thing he had ever seen. It had 4 legs, black and white blotches all over it, 2 big horns poking out the front, big long tail hanging off the back, and when he spoke to it, it said, moo. It was a cow. Good morning, Mrs. Cow. I am one. The cow said good morning. He never talked to a real live cow before, so he decided to ask her a question. What do you feed your babies? The cow thought for a minute, and then she said, well, I feed my babies milk. Ooh, that's milk, said the one. Thank you very much. And he hopped away. Ready? Hop, and flop, and hop, and flop, and hop, and flop. And he stopped. He stopped because this time, on the side of the road behind a split rail fence, was another strange looking thing. It had 4 legs, but it wasn't a cow. Short brown hair all over, long hair hanging down its neck, and a ponytail hanging off the back. Good morning, Mrs. Wood. I am the horse said good morning. Never talked to a real live horse before. He had to ask his question. What do you feed your babies? The horse thought for a minute, and then she said, well, I feed my babies. Ooh, that's nice, said the one. Thank you very much. And he hopped away. Here we go again. Hop and flop and hop and flop and hop and flop. And he stopped. He stopped because right there in the middle of the road, there was a bump with a head and 2 legs sticking out the front of the bump, and a tail and 2 legs sticking out the back of the bump. and it moved very, very slow. Good morning, Mrs. Tortel. I am the wood. The turtle said good morning. He never stopped long enough to talk to a turtle. Had to ask this question. Do you feed your babies? Turtle saw very slow. And finally she said, well, I feed my babies worms. Oh, that's right, said the wood. I can give it a moment. And he hopped away. Hop and flop, and hop and flop, and hop and flop. And stopped. He stopped for good at the end of the road, right by the river. And laying on the riverbank was this big, long, green, bumpity thing. It had 4 short, stuffy legs, a long, pointy tail, and hundreds of snaggly teeth. It was a crocodile of the South Carolina variety known commonly as the American alligator. Good morning, Mrs. Alligator. I am the alligator said good morning. He never talked to real alligator. Perfect time to ask his question. Do you feed your babies? The alligator smiled a big toothy grin and she said, I feed my babies wide valve frogs. That's nice. Thank you very much. And that was the end of that. That's the story of Wide Valve Frog. Yes, ma'am, you have a question. What is your question? There is a book about that. Do you know what the major difference between my version and that book is? In the book, the frog lives. In mine, he's dead. He's very, very dead. I don't know anybody, trust me. I live where there are many alligators who have survived such a thing. And consequently, we should have a frog funeral. Have you ever been to a frog funeral? Oh, in South Carolina, where I'm from, everybody loves a good funeral. Yeah. So when you finish a story like that, the highest compliment would be if somebody went, oh, he died a beautiful man. That would be fabulous in South Carolina. We should have I went to a frog funeral once. When I was a little boy, my sister and I, we found a dead frog in the yard. I don't know what happened to him. I think the cat got him. And my sister said, let's play funeral. So we went and got a paper bag and we poked the dead frog in the paper bag. And then we got our shovels and we dug a hole in the sandbox. We put the frog in his paper bag down in the hole. And then we went to my mom's flower bed and we picked some white flowers. Don't tell my mom that we picked flowers from her flower bed. And we held the flowers and we said, oh, he's dead. And then we covered him all over with the dirt and we put the white flowers on top. And after we were done, my sister said, let's do it again. So we dug him back up and we poked him in the paper bag and we went to my mom's flower garden and we picked some blue flowers. Don't tell my mom that we picked flowers. And we held the flowers and we said, we put it down in the hole, covered him all up, put on the red flowers and the blue flowers. It was a lovely service. I wish you could have been there. And then my sister said, one more time. So we dug him back up. We poked him in the paper bag. We went to the flower bed and we picked some pink flowers. Don't tell my mom. And we picked the pink flowers. And we held the flowers and we said, oh, yeah. We put down the hole, covered him all up, put on the red flowers, the blue flowers, the pink flowers. And then my mom came outside and she looked in the flower garden and she said, who's been picking all these flowers? And my sister said, oh, we're dead. I'll teach you the frog funeral song. Are you ready? Now, you have a part that you sing, and then I have a part that I sing, and then you sing, and then I sing. So we're going to go back and forth. I'll point to you when it's your time to sing. Your part goes like this. Oh, Tom the Toad, oh, Tom the Toad, why did you jump out on the road? Are you ready? Here you go. Oh, Tom the Toad, Why did you jump out on the road? Good. Now you're going to sing that, and then I'll sing a part. And you sing that, I'll sing another part. Back and forth. The frog funeral song. You start. Are you ready? Old Tom the Toad, old Tom the Toad, why did you jump out on the road? Now my part. You stepped across the yellow line, and now you're nothing but a streak of slime. Why did you jump out on the road? You were my friend, but now you're dead. You bear the mark of tire tread. Why did you jump out on the road? You did not hear the coming trucks, and now you're nothing but gushing guts. Why did you jump out on the road? Give yourselves a round of applause. Sometimes I like to tell a story that has a big, bad chihuahua. I don't have a big bad chihuahua, but I do wish I did, because I think that would make the funniest book. But I do have a story with a big bad wolf. If you're ready to hear the story, clap your hands together once. Lay them right in your lap. I won't need help with this one. This one you can just listen. Once upon a time, there was a mama goat. And the mama goat had 7 goat kids. She named her goat kids Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And one day, the mama goat said to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, kids. She always called them just kids, because she didn't want to have to all the time say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Kids, I'm going to take a basket on my arm and trick-track to the market and buy each one of you a special treat. You stay here in our little cottage in the woods and keep the door locked, because the big bad wolf is about. And remember, behave. Well, the goat kids said goodbye to their mother, and they locked the door, remembering the big bad wolf. But they forgot all about behave. Soon enough, they were running around and jumping over the furniture and butting heads and having a wonderful time, when all of a sudden, there was a knock, knock, knock on the cottage door. A voice on the other side of the door said, "Little goat kids, it's me, your mother. I have a basket full of treats for you. Let me in." But those goat kids knew that wasn't their mother. And one of them said, No, you're not our mother. Our mother has a sweet, soft voice. Your voice is not sweet and it is not soft. You're the big, bad wolf. Go away. So the wolf went away, and he searched around till he found a piece of chalk. And he gobbled up the chalk and swallowed it down, and that softened his voice. He went back to the little cottage in the woods, and he knocked on the door, and he said, "Little goat kids, it's me, your mother. I have a basket full of treats for you. Let me in." Well, that sounded like their mother. And the goat kids ran to the door, but then the wolf made the mistake of putting his big black paws up in the windowsill, and he might pull himself up and seek his supper running to the door. And when one of the goats saw those black paws, it said, No, you're not our mother. Our mother has a white hoof. You're the big, bad wolf. Go away. So the wolf went away to the baker, and he said to the baker, I hurt my paw, and I need some sort of a bandage. I want you to wrap bread dough all around my paw. And so the baker wrapped bread dough all around the wolf's paw. Then he went to the miller, and he said, "Sprinkle some white flour on this bread dough." And the miller said, "I certainly will not. You're the big bad wolf, and you're up to something. If you don't do it, I'll eat your wife and children." All right. And he changed his mind. He shouldn't have done it. But some people are just like that. He probably registers Republican and votes in the Democrat primary. Yes. After he had got his wife away home, the wolf went back to the little cottage in the woods, and he knocked on the door and he said, little goat kids, it's me, your mother. I have a basket full of treats for you. See my white hoof in the window? Let me in. Well, that looked like their mother's white hoof. It sounded like their mother's sweet, soft voice. And so the goat kids ran to the door, they lifted the latch, the door swung open wide, and all of a sudden, it was terrible. He gobbled up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but he missed Sunday goat. Sunday goat jumped into the big grandfather clock case where he was well hidden, and there he passed the time. And he stayed until the wolf went away. When the mama goat came home, she saw the door of her house swung open wide. Everything was a mess, and her kids were all gone, and she started to cry. But then Sunday goat jumped out of the clock case and told his mother what had happened. And she said, there may be hope for us yet. And the mama goat went down the path into the dark forest, where she found the wolf asleep under a bush. His stomach was very swollen. She reached into her basket, pulled out a pair of sewing scissors, and very quickly she cut a hole in the side of the wolf's stomach. And as soon as she cut him open, out popped bit Monday, bit Tuesday, bit Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The wolf was so greedy he had swallowed all of them whole, so they were all right. Now, said the mama goat, we have to trick this big bad wolf and make him think you're still in his stomach. So the little goats ran around and they gathered heavy stones. And they pushed the heavy stones into the wolf's stomach. And then the mama goat took needle and thread and stitched him right back up. She was such a good seamstress, you could hardly even tell. And then all the goats went home and locked the door. When the wolf awoke, he said, oh, something rattling around on my insides feels like I swallowed a sack full of stones. Must be those goat kids and the rattling of their bones. I need a drink of water. And when he stood up, the heavy stones rattling around his insides pulled him to the left. Whoa! He took a couple stumbling steps, and the heavy stones pulled him to the right. Whoa! He went down to the river, and he bent over to take a drink, and the heavy stones shifted again, and they dragged him down. Splash! And he was drowned, and that was the end of that. Everywhere I go these days, here in Kearney, people have been saying, it is unusually warm. I say, no, this is not unusual. This is a South Carolina winter. Yeah. So I always send the weather ahead so that I will feel right at home when I get to a new place when I'm traveling as a storyteller. This is not unusually warm. Now you come to South Carolina in the summertime, honey, I can show you unusually warm. Yes, indeed. You will sweat like a hog. Oh, it's just hot, hot, hot. Long time ago, it was so hot. You could look out over the field and you could see heat waves going. That's how hot. You could see the heat dancing across the ground. Ooh, it was hot. It was so hot, there was a little squirrel. He was perched on a tree limb. All the leaves had dried up and fallen off the tree, so he had cocked his tail up over his head to make a little shade for himself, and he was sitting on that tree limb breathing like this. It was hot. Down on the ground, there was a little rabbit. No water, it all dried up. He was rolling around in the dirt trying to take a dust bath. That poor little rabbit, he was breathing like that too. It was so hot. And way out in the high grass in the middle of the field, there was a big old monkey. Arms folded across his chest, just looking. Now, way up high in the sky, there was a big old buzzard flying along. A buzzard, a big black bird with a pink bald head. Ugly, ugly. But it was nice and cool up in the sky. But the buzzard was a little bit hungry. So he came sailing down out of the sky and he landed on the tree branch next to the squirrel. And the buzzard said, hey, squirrel, How'd you like to climb up on my back, go up in the sky for a nice, cool ride? And little squirrel said, oh, that'd be fine, Mr. Buzzard. It's so hot down here, you can hardly catch your breath. That's no neighborly hug. Oh, that would be just fine. And he climbed up on the buzzard's back, and the buzzard said, hang on, squirrel, get ready for takeoff. He started flapping those big black wings. He flew way up high in the sky. They were sailing all around. Little squirrel said, it feels so good up here. He said, throw your tail out behind you and catch the wind. The squirrel let his tail fly out behind him. Woo! And then the buzzard said, all right, squirrel, that's enough. Now we're coming in for our landing. And the buzzard started circling around, building up speed, getting faster and faster. And right before he got to the ground, the buzzard turned up quick. Little squirrel lost his balance, rolled off the buzzard's back, hit the ground, broke his neck, and died. Well, buzzards eat dead stuff, you know. So he ate it. Big, long, fuzzy tail and everything. Next day, it was still hot. You can see those heat waves. It was so hot. And that little rabbit was rolling around on the ground. And I'm gonna wait just a minute. You concerned? Put your nose like that. And stand up and go to your teacher and they'll help you with your nose. Okay? It was so hot, he could hardly stand it. Well, there was that big monkey sitting out in the high grass, just looking. Big old buzzard flying up in the sky, nice and cool, but he was a little bit hungry. So he came swooping down out of the sky and he landed next to the rabbit. The buzzard said, hey, rabbit, how'd you like to climb up on my back, go up in the sky for a nice, cool ride? The little rabbit said, I don't know about that, Mr. Buzzard. I never go off the ground. I'm a little afraid of heights. He said, oh, come on, rabbit, it'll be fun. You can catch a cool breeze. No. I'm a little afraid. He said, oh, come on, don't be a chicken. So the rabbit climbed up on the buzzard's back, and the rabbit held on tight. He said, get ready for a takeoff. He started flapping those big black wings. He flew way up high in the sky. Little rabbit was so scared, he wouldn't even look. He said, come on, rabbit, open up your eyes and look around. Ooh, pretty. Hang on, get ready for our landing. And then old buzzard started circling around, building up steam, getting faster and faster. And right before he got to the ground, he turned up quick. Little rabbit rolled off his back, hit the ground, broke his neck, and died. Well, you old buzzards, they eat dead stuff, so he ate it. Next day, it was still hot. Those heat waves. No squirrel, no rabbit. But when that big old buzzard flew out across the sky, he saw that big monkey sitting in the high grass, arms folded across his chest, just looking. The old buzzard sailed down out of the sky. He landed next to the monkey. He said, hey, monkey, climb up on my back. We'll go up on the sky for a nice, cool ride. Monkey, he didn't say nothing. He said, come on, monkey. You can wave to all your friends. Monkey, he didn't say nothing. Finally, that monkey climbed up on the buzzard's back. He grabbed hold of that buzzard's wings and he said, giddy up. That buzzard knew he was ready to go. He started flapping his big black wings. They flew up way high in the sky. He said, throw your tail out behind and catch a cool breeze. Monkey, he didn't say nothing. He said, wave to your friends down on the ground. Monkey, he didn't say nothing. Old buzzard got tired of fooling with the monkey. He was hungry. He said, all right, monkey, we're coming in for our landing. And he started circling around. And every time he would circle around, the monkey pulled his big long tail out from behind him, and he would wrap it around that old buzzard's neck, just like somebody wrapping a rope in a hangman's noose. And then he would go round and round, and the monkey would wrap, and he'd go round, and the monkey he would wrap, and then he tied a big knot at the end of his tail, and right before they got to the ground, the monkey pulled that knot up tight and about choked that old buzzard to death. The buzzard flew up high in the sky, and the monkey leaned forward, and he said, all right, Mr. Buzzard, I've been watching you. You're going to straighten up and fly right. You're going to do everything I say. I want to do a loop-de-loop. Go. If you don't, I'm going to choke you to death. That old buzzer went, he said, now I want to do a wing over. Go. That monkey was having a grand time. That old buzzer, he was half dead. His eyes bugging out of his head, tongue falling out of his feet. Then the monkey said, I'm going to loosen up on this knot, and you let me down on the ground soft like a butterfly. And the buzzer came down and landed soft like a butterfly. The monkey jumped off his back, flipped his tail behind him, looked at the buzzer and said, thank you, Mr. Buzzard. Thank you for that nice, cool ride. And that was the end. Sometimes I tell stories online. If you want more stories, you can visit my YouTube channel. You can watch the story of 7 goat kids on my YouTube channel. Then you can turn the sound up with the wolf goes and scare your mom to pieces. I have a note that I gave your teachers. You can take it home and you can go to my YouTube channel and watch stories for free over and over again if you want to. I would be honored if you came and watched my YouTube channel. I also have a website that is on the take home note. If you're watching from a school far away, my website is my name. If you know my name, you know my website, Storyteller 10 Lowry. That's also my YouTube channel. If you go to my website, you can find in the store ghost stories. Yeah, my name is Storyteller 10 Lowry, but don't worry, I wrote it down for you so that you can take it home. Now, if you want a good deal on ghost stories, that note will tell you how to get it. If you're watching from far away, all you have to do is enter the word winner, W-I-N-N-E-R, or if you can't remember that, enter your town, Kearney, as a coupon code, and the price comes way down, a special price just for you with my award-winning ghost stories. And I thought before we go, I would tell you one last story. It's a little bit scary. Yeah. Handle it. You ready for a scary story? Hold your hands together like that. Lay them in your lap. Freeze like a popsicle. And keep your ears open. Long time ago, there was this little old Pappy and this little old Mammy. They had one little old youngin'. They were poor as poor could be. They didn't have hardly nothing except an old shack they lived in, and out back they had a big patch of beans. Every night they go out there and pick a big mess of beans for their supper. And one night the Mammy and Pappy picked big old buckets full of beans, and they washed them and strung them and broke them and put them up in a pot to cook. And that youngin' up there, he ain't helped not one bit. He didn't pick any beans. And the Pappy, he said, now boy, if you ain't gonna pick beans, you ain't gonna help but eat. You gotta go back down that bean patch and pick you some beans. Well, that boy, he didn't want to pick beans. You know why? Boogers. He was scared of the boogers. Somebody told him, up and under them dark green leafy vines where it's real cool and shady, that's where the boogers live. And you grab a hold of them beans, they grab a hold of you and snatch you bald-headed. Well, he didn't want to get snatched bald-headed, so he wasn't going to be picking no beans. Well, he was trying to run down one of them rows of bean vines and snatch off a few beans and run back up to the house, and all of a sudden, his foot come down on something kind of squishy. Only thing he could think was, look. He reached under his foot. There was something all covered up with dirt, and he couldn't see what it was. So he ran back up to the house, and he pumped some water over it with a hand pump from the back porch. And when he got it all cleaned off, he seen it as a big old red piece of meat. Now, beans taste better if you cook a little meat with it. So he ran in the house, and he threw that chunk of meat in the bean pot and slapped the lid over it and let it all cook up together. When them beans was cooking, that Mammy, she said, them beans smell like they're cooking with a little meat. And when it was time to eat, that Pappy forked up a big bite. He said, well, them beans been cooked with meat. That's good. I like it. But that youngin', he didn't tell him where that meat come from because he didn't know who it belonged to or anything like that. Then it's time to go to bed. Now, the Mammy and the Pappy, they slept in a big old high four-poster bed, and the youngin', he slept in a trundle bed. The trundle is like a little bed. It's like a big drawer. It slides out from underneath the tall bed. You can put your youngins and hound dogs and things in there. So they put that boy in there, and everybody went sound asleep. In the middle of the night, that youngin' heard something way out in the pine woods. It was going, where's my chunk of meat? It's probably just the wind whistling through the pine trees. But that boy got the kivers and pulled the right on up around his waist just in case. Then he heard something out by the barn, and it was going, "Where's my chunk of meat?" It's probably just in horses. You know how horses obey and stomp. He got the kivers and pulled the right on up around his shoulder just in case. And then he heard something in the yard, and it was going, "Where's my chunk of meat?" They'll hound dogs, they'll howl at the moon. It's probably hound dogs. He got the kivers and pulled the right on up under his chin just in case. And he heard something closer. It's on the front porch, and it was going, "Where's my chunk of meat?" It's probably cats. Them old cats. He got the kivers and pulled the right on up under his nose just in case. And then he heard something in the front room. It was just saying, "Where's my chunk of meat?" Sometimes the wind, it'll whistle around above the fireplace and the chimney flue. But that boy got the kivers and pulled right on Lowry's eyeballs just in case. And then he heard something right up underneath his bed. And it was, and that was the end of that. Thank you all very much for coming to visit with me today.